Alright. Hello. My lights are in a little bit of a different place because we're going to be taking photos of my swatch sticks down here in a minute. But we have 4 polishes to swatch before we get to that point. I feel like this is a little bit needing the lens cleaned. Does that look kind of foggy to you? I don't know why that would be. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Does that still look kind of foggy? The lens is perfectly clean, so I don't know why that would be. It's very weird. Maybe it's the exposure. Let me look at that setting really quick and make sure we're not getting blown out or something. Default. Focus. Okay. This is not as vibrant as it looks in person. This green. That's a little better. Still not as bright as it really is. Maybe it's the white balance. It's off. Put my hand in here for some. No. No. What does it do for auto? Oh, the same as that. Okay. The exposure is good. Let's leave that where it was. Hopefully that's fine. Okay, so we have some potion polishes that just arrived. I was waiting for this one, Isle of Skye, to be back in stock. There, that's not cloudy looking anymore. Good. Whatever it was, it's fixed. So you can see it's got orange glitters and copper glitters and flakies in there. And then I also got this one called Crisp Mornings, darker blue, smaller glitter, but a similar kind of a mood. This one is called Summer Azalea. It's a brighter blue. And there's several different colors of glitters in there. There's like a tealish color and a blue and a kind of a pinkish maroon along with the orange. And then this one, which is called Foggy November Morn. And it's a very dusky purple. You can see that the glitter kind of stuck to the bottle during shipping, but there's some flakies in there too for that one. So we're going to swatch those on swatch sticks, just like we did on my last stream, and then those are going to dry while we put tape, which is over here, around the swatch sticks that we did last time, around the labels. And then we're going to photograph and add to my nail polish rack app that I have. Ooh, Phoebe just uploaded a video about the new Christmas polishes. I saw some swatches on Instagram for that. Moonshine Manny, one of my favorite brands. I'll have to check that video out after stream. Okay. So we just need 4 swatch sticks. Just like last time, we're going to make sure that any flashing outside of the edge of the nail shape is not there before we paint on it, because we want it to have a nice smooth edge before it goes and lives on our swatch rings. Okay, there's 3. And there's 4. Okay, so the way that I normally do this is paint one coat on everything, then go back around. So that's what we're going to do. I need to adjust the arm of this because it's in my painting space where my arms want to be. Okay, that's good. Let's get my Sharpie. And we're going to start with Isle of Skye. Potion polish is a relatively recent discovery of mine. I guess it was about a year ago last fall. They did a really nice fall collection, and one of the polishes in there, the green fall farmhouse, I think it is called, is one of my favorite polishes. Hey, Gators! So, S-K-Y-E, Isle of Skye. Anyway, I really liked their formula, and I've gotten a few of them since then, and I'm happy to add these to the polish family. Okay, pretty good distribution of those components. Which one, Gators? Which multi-chrome? And then that's going to go off to the side while we do the rest. I love potion polish too. I'm glad I discovered them. Okay. Crisp mornings. We've been actually having crisp mornings this past week. Oh, look at those flakies. Ah! Obviously not opaque on the first coat, but we'll get there. Summer azalea. I was working on the Z sound with one of my students, and zinnia is one of the cards in the deck that we were using, and they had not heard of a zinnia, and we started looking up a bunch of other flowers that had Z's in them, and azalea was one of the ones that we were looking at. Elixir of Good Fortune. Cool. I'll have to see if she still has it on her site. Potion polish, Foggy November Morn. One of the small joys about my Swatch sticks is that I can just write my labels without having to worry about other people being able or needing to be able to read them. When we used to do notes by hand at work, I actually switched to cursive because people were telling me they couldn't read my handwriting and the cursive was more legible. But then I was doing most of my handwriting writing in cursive, which is not my like normal, natural, preferred, if I'm just thinking on paper handwriting, you know. The glitter distribution is just so good in all of these. We've switched to digital record keeping and typing now, but it's nice to be in my comfort zone when it comes to handwriting. I think this is going to need more than the 2. I don't need to check with the black cap to be able to see that. We got some lighter spots. That's okay though. Color's building up well. I know this one's going to need it. 3 probably. It's a little bit more sheer than the Isle of Skye. It is a darker base color though. So 3 will probably be fine. Look at those flakies though. And I'd rather do, yeah, S-K-Y-E is the spelling for the last word there. Isle of Skye. It was out of stock for a little while. And I asked her on Instagram, I was like, when are you going to restock? And she's like, I'll let you know. And then she did. I was waiting for a few weeks. Okay. And then Foggy November Morn is a really good name for this kind of dusty, light. It's a very foggy kind of a lilac color. Look at that. So good. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Alright, let's check this. I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure that it's not going to be opaque. Yeah, we got the shadow. You can see the cap going behind. So we're going to do another coat. Blues with coppers and oranges and things is seeming like a little bit of a trend lately. There's this polish, the denim polish that I used as a background on a nail art a few months ago. There was a whole denim collection that Painted Polish did, but the one I'm thinking of was this one, Blue Jean Baby. It's a little bit more purple leaning, but you can see it's got the coppery vibe in there with the blue. And then KB Shimmer just recently came out with one in their fall collection that I'm interested in as well, because they're all different. That one has blue glitters and copper glitters with, and they're smaller. Just putting the cap on because that third coat did it. But it's definitely something popular at the moment. Three coats is good for that one too. Forgot to put the 3 on it. Let's do that real quick before I forget. Only like twice ever have I forgotten to put the number on the swatch stick before I put the tape around the swatch stick, but it has happened a couple of times. So I always am like trying to catch myself and make sure that I don't do it again. I like the glitter mix in here. The magenta color with the blue and the orange. It's pretty. And the base blue is not too bright for me. I don't know. Brights are a little outside of my comfort zone. Not like completely, because I will, like, I don't know. I'm not like nervous about some colors that people think are unusual, like on my nails. I don't really go for like conventional nail polish colors. I mean, Exhibit A. But like neons or anything that gets too close to them is definitely not what I lean toward generally. Okay. Making sure the flakies aren't going past the edge. Pretty sure that's good at the 3 as well. Let's check though. Yeah. We're good. I do want to, there's a little hair stuck in the tip of that though. I want to stroke through that one more time. Right there. Go away, hair. Please. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. Top coat. Just having a conversation with someone on Instagram about favorite top coats. And like, if you're not careful with your brush, how you can kind of make the top coat cloudy if you pick up a little bit of polish on your way back toward the bottle. Which is true. But I don't think it's ever so much of an effect that it actually changes the way that it looks on your nail. Because it's such a thin layer on your nail that it... I mean, it's like polishes that look blue in the bottle and then they look clear on your nail, right? Like base coat and stuff. I don't think it's that big of a concern. Top coat that I'm putting on my actual nails usually doesn't get cloudy, but like the designated loser bottles that I save for my Swatch sticks, generally do get a little bit cloudy because I'm not being as... Oh, come on. I put the Swatch stick down and I touched it against its neighbor very lightly. And then I picked it up and fixed it, and then I put it down and did the exact same. Anyway, it doesn't really affect the way that the Swatch sticks look. And I'm usually in a little bit more of a quick pause in between the coats when I'm doing Swatch sticks, especially if I have fewer sticks to do in one set. So the likelihood that I am going to pick up a tiny bit of the color is higher, right? The likelihood's higher. At least I didn't transfer color from one stick to the other when they touched. It was like not... I just dented the top coat on the one slightly. But that's the part of the stick that's going to have the, the matte top coat put over it, so it's fine. It will be fine. Okay. Okay. And then matte top coat. And while those are drying, like I said before, we're gonna put tape on the bands or the handles or whatever we want to call these, the sticks of the swatch sticks that I did last stream. And then after those are taped, we're going to start photographing them. And you guys are going to get a close shot of the macro through my phone. Okay, so the way that I do my swatch pictures for my swatch sticks that I log into my app, I have my phone in this little phone stand thing sideways, and I have just this piece of cardboard behind so that the background color is consistent and doesn't skew the polish like a black or a white background sometimes tends to with the brightness. And I have my macro lens clipped onto my phone, and I have my lights angled so that it's highlighting the polish, and I just hold the swatch stick underneath and tap, and you can see, I'm going to have the camera on the phone screen so that you guys can see the macros and get good idea of what the polishes look like real up close as we go. Okay, but we need to put matte top coat on these other polishes first before we do that. But that's where we're going. And then after the photos are taken, I load the photos into the app and add the polish details. That's where I keep track of the number of polishes that I have as well as in that app. So all of these new ones will get added into the total, and we'll see how many my little family currently is. And by little, I mean probably larger than most people's, because we're over 2,000. But when they're all so pretty, how can we not? Oh, sorry, that was out of frame. Okay, so those are all top coated and they just need to dry. And that means I can put the cap on my Sharpie as well. And bring over all of these colors. Okay. All right. So I use Duck Brand HD clear tape because it doesn't get cloudy and you can still see your labels. I'm going to zoom you out a little bit so that you can see more of how I'm doing this. The width of the roll is wide enough for the tape to fully surround 2 swatch sticks. So what I normally do, after I find the end of where the tape is, nope. When there's a slight wrinkle, there it is. Okay. When there's a slight wrinkle and you think it's the end, it's like a miniature April Fool's Day. Oh, I scared the big cat. She was sitting behind me. So I'll pull out, you know, the tape, and then I know about how long it needs to be able to fit a swatch stick, so I'll just snip it, and then I stick it on there so that it doesn't get lost. And then I take a swatch stick and I line up at the top, This one had a little extra tail, and I measured from the shorter length because I knew that it would not be long enough on both sides. So take off that little piece. So you line it up, and then you come across here and you go snip, and then pull up, and then wrap around like so. One done. And then we take the other half and we line it up on the second swatch stick. Voila. And wrap it around like so. See? And then now this won't get rubbed off. If you're just holding it with your hands, it's not super likely to get rubbed off. But if you like just put cuticle oil on, that's like Sharpie eraser. Oil gets rid of Sharpies really well. Sometimes I overshoot by just a little bit. I just snip and peel it off. Hey, Bryce! We're taping some swatch sticks. Sometimes I get a cat hair, like, under the tape. But these are for me, and I don't care. So, I don't care. It's going good. Yeah, I have the day off because it's Veterans Day. I slept in, and I am doing some swatch sticks. So, that's fun. I started Don Quixote and have not encountered anything in it that I was not expecting yet, but I'm not very far in yet. It's really long. So we shall see if we do encounter anything that I am not anticipating. If anybody sees a polish that they're curious which one it is, I can tell you the name. I know it's not super easy to see when I'm going this fast on a clear stick at that angle. But we are going to go back through them, and I'm taking photos a little bit more specifically. So. And then we already have, let me make sure my address isn't on here. Okay, good. We have these ones that are already taped that I'm going to be photographing today too. So I'm just going to be putting the taped ones down in that box as we go. Oh no! Oh, whew. That's so scary though. Yeah, that's scary. You can always use the other greens that you ordered for other books, right? Now see, this one I slightly shortchanged, so that strip that I cut off from the one that was slightly too long gets added to it to cover the last letter there. All good. Right, right. So I put that one on slightly crookedly. If I peel it off though, it's going to take some of the Sharpie with it. So I'm just going to trim off the little corner, and that's okay. because it's covered. And that's all the purpose of the tape. It's to keep the label from getting ripped off or rubbed off or whatever. Yes, it does. It's very clear and rips cleanly. I need to sit down and take stock of all of the polishes that I have so far for the solar system set, where I do like a Skittle manicure with each nail a different planet, and then like the sun, and possibly one finger being the asteroid belt, because 8 planets plus 2 more, right? I'm not including Pluto, because if I did, then I would want to include all of the other dwarf planets, and I don't have enough fingers for that. I might, however, instead of doing the asteroid belt, see, but then I don't have enough, because I want to do the sun, too. I know, Pluto forever in my heart, too, but then all of the other dwarf planets need to be planets equivalent. And I don't have enough fingers for that. Because I would have to do the sun and then the 9 including Pluto, so that's already 10. And then I would need another however many, right? No! No. I've only ever painted my toes like 3 or 4 times ever. It's just not worth the hassle. No, I ripped that one unevenly. Got a weird long half. How many books are in your queue now, Praise? Last time you told me it was 120 something. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Is that subtracting some that you've already completed and adding new ones, or is that the number that you told me before? Yeah, okay. So it's holding steady. There, I'm going to have to trim that little tail up in behind. There we go. That tape noise, Ember hates. And when she hears it, she runs and hides underneath the TV stand in the little cubby, or under the dresser in the bedroom. And it's just like, come on, cat, it's just tape. Like, get over yourself. It's not the end of the world. Yes. The 19th is earlier than Thanksgiving. When you say done by Thanksgiving, that makes it sound worse than it is. I missed. There is a cat hair. There's always cat hair. It's just part of life. Right. Good. Now I am going to put tape on the other 4, but I'm not going to chuck them in the bucket. I'm going to let them sit flat still while I photograph the rest to really make sure they're set and dry and that they won't get stuck to each other. And I'll photograph them last. Okay, have fun. Look and work. Before you fully lurk, what are you making right now? Books? Or plushies? This is the polish I'm wearing on my nails right now. But I added the circle-y things. It's Scofflaw. It came from outer space. And photos of that will be up on my Instagram probably later today, maybe tomorrow. If you want a closer look. And Reddit too. There are a couple of things that I have not posted on Reddit that I need to catch up on from my Instagram feed. Glowing end papers. Oh yes. Skiving leather and talking about books and literature. That's a me hair rather than a cat hair. This was the polish I wore earlier in the week. You saw this one in person, praise. And I just posted it on Instagram today with some flowers on it. I was wearing that in my last stream, actually. A leather apron. Oh, good. I'm glad that it's working. When you get something and it works the way that you hoped that it would, that is a good feeling. So many packets. What is that from? The so many toppings. Oh, it's freaking Roger from American Dad. I have not thought about that in a while. James's dad, who is himself a veteran, got mixed up on Veterans Day versus Memorial Day. He thought that it was Memorial Day this week when I was talking to him on Sunday. And I felt all foolish. And then it turned out that I was actually right. So there's that. Okay. Slightly too close there to wrap all the way around, so I just trim it off so that it doesn't have a sticky edge. Well, these are dry enough that I'm not like super worried about them. Like, I just dropped it in my lap and it was totally fine. But like I said, I don't want to like push them up against other Swatch sticks in a box, just because I don't want to squish them together and mess them up. So they're gonna still lay flat for a bit. All right, one more. Okay. Let's get rid of this little pile of tape pieces. Put them in the trash can. Put the tape over here. It lives. You can't see that because the light's really off. I've got my Avo juice lotion and the tape lives around the lotion. Okay. So then we're going to put the phone down here. Put scissors away. Oh, you don't get it off. Oh, you're home from work already. I didn't realize. I just assumed that you were home. We haven't gotten it off in past years except for our school kids, but this year we instituted a new paid holidays vacation policy or something at work, and Veterans Day is one of the days that we now have off as a paid holiday, so that's nice. Just drinking a drink, don't mind me. I am going to get my macro lens. I just got it on Amazon. It says Apexel on it as the brand. It's just a little clip-on one. I'm just wiping it clean, making sure that I don't have any fingerprints on it. I keep it in this other case that is not related to it. I think my Bluetooth earpiece came in that when I first got it. Okay, lining it up on the camera, making sure that it's good, and then I'm going to move these out of the way a little bit. And We're going to put this in here. We're going to put this. We'll get out of the way. Too many top coats. Okay, so we need to adjust our lighting and adjust our camera so that you can see the camera screen. Okay. Can you see that? And when you bring it real up close, with the lights in the right place, that's how we're going to get our macro shot. So, let me zoom you in a little bit. And bring the focus in the right place. And let's make sure that the focus is good. It's picking up the color of my screen a little strange, so let me adjust that really quick. To make it more accurate, because that's warming everything up too much. You're also getting like screen lines. Can you see that? Where they're like moving across the screen. That is super bizarre, because that's not happening in person. Well, hopefully it's still helpful to you. Oh, come on, don't close. I know I haven't taken a picture yet, but I'm not ready. Okay. That's a little bit more accurate. Let me pull up another color and make sure. Yeah, okay. That's better. And then a blue. Okay. Okay, that's all right. We'll leave it at that. Okay. So I'm going to tell you the polish. And when I'm doing this, I actually stack up the polish in little tiers. Similarly to the way that I showed you I do when I'm drawing a lot of swatch sticks all at once, but I have to keep them in order so that I can label them appropriately when I'm adding them to my app. So I do like a row where I line the swatch sticks up like this, and then I do a row where I line the swatch sticks up like this, and kind of alternate as I go up the stack. So this first one is Moonshine Manny, Happy Little Trees. Cheese. Normally it'll let me do that. Cheese. Come on. Then I don't have to tap it and it stays in focus better. Cheese. There it goes. Emphatically shouting at my camera. Okay, right there. Cheese. Cheese. Okay. So you can see this is a little wobbly, right? If I move my hand and touch it too much. So if I touch the camera button, a lot of times it'll actually make it blurry. Cheese. There's a couple of other voice commands you can choose instead. Oh, I'm not telling you the names. I'm so sorry. This one was Scofflaw, Paranormal Inactivity. And then the second green was Polish Wildlands. This one is Polish Starborn. Cheese. Alright. This one is Mordecai Ooh from Watcha, which was a Polish pickup shade. cheese. And this one is Leisha's Lacquer Tacos. And sometimes I have to do this for it to balance the color correctly. Cheese. Cheese. That's hard for you to see because your color is a little bit too warm no matter what, but sometimes it'll pull warmer than I want it to. This is Dolish Polish, Conjunction Junction. What's your function? Yellows and yellow greens. Cheese. Tend to do that more often than other colors in my experience. This is Moonshine Manny. You are protected. Cheese. And then I crop these after I'm done taking the photos. This is Scofflaw. I am the narwhal. Cheese. Cheese. I have to say it like angrily, otherwise it won't read. James laughs at me when I do this. Okay, this is the one I was using earlier to test, I think. It's Picasso Bug from 9-0. Cheese. This is Moonshine Manny, Yodel Lady Who. Cheese. Can't help but laugh at myself. Okay, this is Scofflaw. It came from outer space. I mentioned earlier that this is what I'm wearing underneath my design today. Cheese. Yeah. No. Aged cheddar. Otherwise it won't read. Red-eyed lacquer. Silly old bear. Cheese. Sweet and sour lacquer. Cozy in cashmere. Cheese. Okay. So I think I'm gonna layer them this way next. Yeah. Okay. That first row is too narrow to have a whole second one next to it, but if I overlap the sticks a little, it'll fit. Moonshine Manny, Pewter Bells. Cheese. Necessary Evil, welcome to the danger zone. Cheese. And that's one that I told you was going to be part of the solar system thing. Red-eyed lacquer, crisp air. This is a thermal, so I'm going to thermalize it. And the way that I normally do this, sorry if it's weird to you, is by putting it in my mouth. Half of the stick. To warm it up. And then I'll rub it with my finger. And usually that's enough to make it do it. Cheese. Cheese. Okay. So that's a lighter blue on the tip. Let me make sure that that's as far as it's supposed to go. Oh, come on. I'm trying to right click. There we go. Red-eyed lacquer, crisp air. We have two polishes with crisp in them. Why won't you type? There we go. Yeah, it just goes toward that cooler blue and that warmer blue. Since it has both, we don't have to argue about which. Let me double check the photo though for it and make sure, yeah, that we've got both. Great, perfect, very good. Very effective. Occasionally, I will have to do something like get an ice cube from the freezer and make the whole Swatch stick warm by like sitting on it or putting it in my armpit like a thermometer or something, right? And then use the ice cube to make the other half cold. It depends on the ambient temperature. This one is Moonshine Manny feeling cranberry saucy. Cheese. Cheese. I think they do it so it doesn't like pick up on things too soon. Zombie Claw toasted warm chai. Cheese. Oops. Noodles nail polish straight out of Salem. This is one that I had swatched. Cheese from the last set before. Essie Twinkle in Time. This is one of the ones from their winter collection. Cheese. Which one, praise? The Salem one? This one? Or the Essie one? Ah, yeah. Painted Polish, Honeyduke's Haunt. Cheese. Cheese. Alright. Pampered Polishes, Simple and Clean. This is from the we're getting too much. Do you see how orange that background is? There. Hello. Camera. Calm down. Cheese. From the Kingdom Hearts Polished Gamers box. This one is Pampered Polishes, Mo Honey, Mo Problems. Cheese. 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 Come on. Cheese. Thank you. Which I did wear for one day and didn't put tape on the Swatch stick. But how? This Essie one I also did not put tape on the Swatch stick. Why are they in this box? I'm double checking all the other ones. Okay. Okay, they're good. Okay, so apparently we need to put tape on these two. And then I have to put them in the right place in line. So otherwise I would just save it and do it in a minute. But I want to make sure that they are lined up properly. And this is why you have double checking. This is why you try to be observant as you do things so that you can catch your own mistakes and fix them. So it was Mo Honey, More Problems last, and Essie Twinkle in Time was before Honeyduke's Haunt. Okay, let me just double check all the rest of these that are in this box real quick and make sure I didn't do that to anything else. Oops, and not accidentally stick my tape onto my camera wire. the feel of a Swatch stick that has tape on it is different. Here's another one I didn't tape. Is different than the feel of a Swatch stick that is taped. There must have been a day that I did swatches that I just didn't tape. I think it's the Pampered Polishes and the Essie, because I have found 3 in here now that are both those 2 brands together, and they are not taped. So I'm going to have to fix that real quick. Making sure there aren't any more. Oh, there's a 4th one. Also Essie. Tape, 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 tape. Okay, so it's these 5. And yes, they're the Essies and the Pampered Polishes. So let's tape them real quick. Okay. Cheese. Cheese. That was Pampered Polishes Family Heirloom. This one is... yes, one of the other blues with coppery that I was thinking about is from Pampered Polishes too, which Amanda from It Is Amanda, she used to be Fashion Pudding, collaborated with. Possibly the Perfect Blue, maybe IDK, probably IDK is the name of this polish. Cheese, cheese, which is very Amanda. This one is Pampered Polishes Bud of Corpse, which I wore a couple weeks ago, and there's a picture of it on my Instagram. It's a matte polish, but it actually self-levels really well, while also being fast drying. You can see that's the natural finish, and then that's where I top coated, and then that's where I added matte top coat again. Cheese. Essie Love at Frost Sight. Cheese. Cheese. It's like I have to sound like I'm mad at it for it to listen to me. There are some people that are that way too. It's Essie Peppermint Condition. Cheese. Cheese. Okay. Now we can return to pulling things at random. Oh my god, praise. Yes. I need to be really cheesed off. There's no way that was intentional on their part. That was too funny. Okay. This is Anchor and Heart Changelings. Am I right in thinking that this is a thermal too? I need to double check. Pretty sure it is. Or at least one of the Anchor and Hearts that I ordered is. But we'll save that for a second. This is my Indie Polish Bedtime Bear. Cheese. Okay, so Anchor and Heart changelings. Yeah, trithermal. Oh, trithermals are fun. Okay, so you have to get it to be the warmest and the coldest, and then let the middle be in between. (9-0), no bones about it. Cheese. We're going to save this for later because I need to be able to say cheese in between. And trithermals are tricky enough to be able to... I need to have it focused. Okay, this is the other watch polish that I mentioned. Glitter Volcano Experiment. And by mentioned, I mean in my last video where I was swatching the other watch polish. Cheese. Cheese. 908 Spotted Forester. Cheese. Painted Polish Denim Days. I haven't cataloged in a little while, if you can't tell. Cheese, because that's from the same denim collection. SE Reflection Perfection. I used this in a stamping leaf design a couple weeks ago. Cheese. Rogue Lacquer, Life's a Beach. Cheese. Cheese. There's a little bit of holographic that you can catch right on the curve there. This one is Painted Polish Frog Choir Night, which is a nice multi-chromatic flaky. Cheese. Cheese in green tones. It's a cooler green, more jungly green than their other one. Twisted Nether Lacquer, Let Me Be Your Wings. Cheese. Cheese. Paparazzi Tango Star. I got this polish for free because I had coupons. Cheese. SE Recharge to Take Charge. Cheese. Cheese. That's one of the Expressies. Oh. When I was double checking, I missed this one. For tape. There's the edge. I'm not going to put the tape fully away. I'm going to leave it here in case I encounter some more brain dead moments. My laptop has magnetic closure, so the front part here is actually magnetic. And if I put my scissors down, it sticks to it. Okay, Pampered Polishes Foxy. Cheese. Essie in my orbit. Cheese. Cheese. It's a very cool toned metallic silver. Pep Nail Vibes Weissen. Excuse me. Or Weissen, maybe. Cheese. From their Oktoberfest trio that they did. Essie Soul Matcha Energy. I was able to send cheese, one of these, to a friend who couldn't find it in her area. I was able to find an extra one in the CVS near me. Essie Speed of Life. This whole Expressi collection, I loved the color story for. Cheese. Cheese. Yes. Yes. Do you remember the As You Wish and Princess Buttercup flaky gradient that I did? They were two polishes that had iridescent flakies that were based on Princess Bride from two different brands. And I did a layered kind of color mix between the two, and I did it across the nails. Yeah. I think I've done a couple of other similar concept, or at least I've thought of a couple of other similar concept ones, but haven't done them. This one is Painted Polish Green as a Spring. Got this in a D-stash. Cheese. It's a older painted polish, but it's a glitter Kelly from them, and I love them, and it's green, so who's to complain? Rogue Lacquer, Love You Through It. It's from the breast cancer charity box or awareness box. I don't remember what it was called. Cheese. Cheese. It's got gold flakies and a really delicate kind of a pink flaky in there. It's pretty. Bluebird Lacquer. Oh, I didn't tape this one either. And this is actually one that I had layered in the flower design with my Spinach Puffs polish. The OGUP topper. I cut out. Can you hear me? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It looks like I'm dropping a lot of frames, and I don't know why. Testing, testing. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Okay, it looks like we're back at not having any dropped frames. Can you hear me?